So as if 2020 wasn't bad enough, it was also the year that gave us Maskne. So I wanted to do something a little bit different today. I wanted to talk about Maskne and a bunch of other skin problems that you get from wearing a mask. But first off, I just want you guys to know that wearing a mask is really important. They're totally proven to help stop the spread of COVID-19, and you should really wear one to not only protect yourself and your family, but everybody around you and all the healthcare workers that are working so hard right now. I live in Vancouver, Canada, and things are slowly starting to reopen here. I recently went to the salon to get my roots redone, and for my hair, well, that takes about 4 hours. So I go there, I don't really know what to expect. They have all of these cleaning procedures in place, and they give me a mask. I realize, oh my god, I'm gonna be wearing this mask for like 4 hours. I put it on, and it's like kind of uncomfortable, starts to like itch after a while. For me, when I put it on, it starts to rub against my skin on my nose, and I start to get this raw feeling. I wear one of these guys. The loops around my ears, they start to get really raw and sensitive. And then after a while, I start to really feel like stinging and like burning sensations around my jawline from where the mask hit. There's like contact, I'm like talking, so my jaw is moving up and down and it's rubbing against it, and it's starting to really sting. I've been there for 4 hours. I get home, I take off the mask, these bumps starting to appear around my jawline, and I've got like some pimples like under my nose. So I started searching about acne around your nose, and I realized that Maskne is a thing. It's really not just me. A lot of you guys are getting it as well. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about what Maskne is, what causes it, some of the other skin conditions that you can get from wearing a mask over long periods of time, and really importantly, what you can do about it. Just know that you're not alone. It's something that we're all being affected by all around the world right now. So let's start with something a little easier to tackle first, the raw skin problem. Okay, so I wanted to talk about perioral dermatitis really quickly here. Because it can be really easily confused with acne. So you can get a raised bump, but it's pretty much a rash. I'll throw it up on the screen for you guys here so you can see. So the really quick and easy way to differentiate perioral dermatitis from acne is if you feel any kind of burning or sticking and it's around the mouth, nose, and chin area, then it's probably perioral dermatitis. So I've really gone gentler with my routine in general, and I found that that's really helped me. I've switched to using sulfate-free cleansers, and I've really scaled back my retinoids. I actually only use it now on parts of my face, like my hairline, that isn't under the mask, and I found that's really helped as well. And another thing is I've really scaled back on my exfoliators like AHAs and BHAs. I'm not using those as much, especially in the areas where I have been getting rawer skin, so my nose and my chin and around my jawline. And if it gets really irritated, then I'll just slather on a really thick cream around the areas where I feel like really heavy irritation. And I'm trying to go fragrance-free where I can and avoid alcohol in my routine, because I find that that really just aggravates it so much more. So in terms of the actual discomfort from wearing the mask itself, I've been wearing one of these masks, and there's like a little metal bar here. You can actually sculpt it around your nose to make it a lot more comfortable for you. Wait, hang on, let me show you. So like this. I don't know if you guys can see. And another thing that you guys can do when it comes to soreness around your ears is I find that double looping around your ears helps. And if you're wearing a ponytail, you can kind of just like put the elastics around your ponytail instead of your ears, and that like really helps. Now on to Maskne. Honestly, the Maskne sucks. It sucks even more because you can't use the typical things that you would use like AHAs, chemical peels, and retin A because it will compromise your already really sensitive skin barrier, which will make the sensitive skin problem even worse. I'm talking eczema, dry patches, stinging, burning, impaired skin barrier. Okay, so you get it. It's like pretty rough. Okay, I know that this is where some people will say that doctors and nurses have it way worse than just having a few extra pimples here and there. And that's true. They're getting ulcers and really impaired skin, and they're under a super stressful situation right now. But what I really don't want to do here is downplay the problem of maskne and the fact that pimples are such a big problem. Having acne is really highly associated with having lower self-esteem. So even mild acne cases, like having a few pimples here and there, can have some pretty big effects on your relationships, your job performance, anxiety, and even depression. And there's plenty of studies to back this up. Okay, but like the maskne, right? The technical term for maskne is acne mechanica. It's not a really creative name at all because what it is acne caused by mechanical friction. And it's not really a new thing either. Footballers who wear helmets and shin guards get this a lot because of the friction. So we have these really tiny hair follicles on our face, kind of like peach fuzz. When you're wearing a mask, it causes some pressure and also friction rubbing against your skin, and especially because it can irritate these tiny hair follicles, it can cause an acne flare. You're also breathing out like really hot and humid air into the mask and it gets trapped there, which makes it a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. Plus, it's summer now for most of us, so it's hot and humid outside. All right, so what can you do? I would say like the first thing is to be more cautious. You can use gentler products, going sulfate-free with a gentler cleanser, and avoiding adding too many actives into your routine right now. You also want to avoid adding too many products into your routine right now. Just wait for your skin to chill out a bit, or if you really want to use that new product, try patch testing on a small part of your face where you do tend to get maskne, just to see how your skin reacts before you go full face with it. Okay, so the second tip is really obvious, which is to either wash your mask or change up your mask. So if you take it off and rewear it again in 2 days, think about all of the microbes that have been kind of growing and breeding during that time. Really gross, right? And if you are using that reusable mask, make sure you wash it and have it be completely dry before you reuse it. And if you're using a disposable one, just grab a new mask. And if you exercise with your mask on, one of the worst things that you can do is sit there with a sweaty mask. So cleanse your face after, and if you need to go back out, then go grab a fresh mask. The third thing to look out for is the ingredients that are in your products. So you really want to avoid some heavy ingredients like coconut oil, shea butter, and coconut butter. The next tip is less is more. Wearing makeup, sunscreen, and moisturizer can really get the mask contaminated very quickly because it's moist. Try and go barefaced when you're wearing the mask, especially if your skin is really experiencing some issues. And the last tip is to make sure your skin is completely dry before wearing the mask. So you want to wait 15 minutes after applying moisturizer or sunscreen before wearing your mask. And if you have an N95, make sure you wait at least 30 minutes because otherwise you can compromise the integrity of the seal. If your skin is super slippery, the seal is not going to be working as well. Remember to be patient and kind to yourself. This is super normal. We're all really stressed out. There's a lot going on in the world. It's okay to have a few pimples. Let's normalize this. Don't feel bad about it. We just want to make sure that we're healthy and happy, and that's the most important thing. Finally, before I wrap up, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all the healthcare workers and first responders out there working overtime to try and help these patients and even risking their lives to do it. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you next time.